Hey everybody, Glad Dad here. I've got my buddy Carrie with me. It's been a minute, Carrie.
Yeah.
It has. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since you've been on here. So he's got a deck profile for us today. What is it?
It's heavily the SuperHeavy Samurai featuring some Machina and Infinitrack.
Okay, so it's kind of like an Earth Machine kind of mixture.
Pile, yeah.
Okay.
Earth Machine featuring new cards to abuse.
So it'd be good for post the ban list then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm sure people are looking for new ways to play the deck, so why don't you go ahead and show us?
We'll start with the main. It starts with SuperHeavy Samurais. 3 bike, 3 best card, the 2 monks because we don't want everyone to brick on it.
That's fair.
2 soul piercer because we need space. 2 of these guys. This is actually supposed to be a 1 of, but playing it more, I might actually just keep it at 2. He's not that bad.
Okay.
Then we get into the huge pile of 1-ofs, the scales, the Gaia, the stealthy, the peacekeeper, and then this is the new engine requirement that the deck is playing. He's just A8 scale that you search, who has 500 defense, so he's a box requirement.
So you can search him off the ancient gear box then?
Yeah, specifically just because you can search him off box.
Okay, cool.
And that's it for the SuperHeavy Samurais. Pretty standard. Nothing. Oh yeah, because we're not playing a pure version, we don't maximize on the usual 3-ofs. Into the Infinitracks, 2 Harvester. Just any time you're playing an Infinitrack engine, it's always 2 of these boys. 1 of these boys, then 1 of the
Trencher and the
each
tunneler.
of the busted ones.
Dude, the tunneler is cracked. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. This is the most cracked card in the entire deck.
Yeah.
The card's just dumb.
Because my whole deck's not completely put together, we are playing 1 of these, but this will probably get changed out for a second nib, because I only have 1 in here currently.
Yeah, and nib's always good going into the format, though. Once everybody established what decks is being played, then they'll either cut or keep nib.
Yeah. And then to a pile of other 1-ofs. Regulus.
One of best boy.
Play Regulus.
Best boy.
Just best boy. The box. Can we get a rarity upgrade? You know?
I've been asking for a rarity upgrade for Ondal for ages.
Yeah, but this is box. I mean, come on, man. Box is always being played in formats. Come on, just give me an ulti-rare box.
Speaking of that, I need to update Glads. It's been a minute.
1-star destroying kaiju because it's searchable off of our link. Into the cool Machina stuff. The 1 metal cruncher.
I didn't realize how good that card was in like just SuperHeavy Samurai period.
Yeah. He's a fine 1-of. If I ever cut the Infinitrack package, this boy's gonna definitely be like a 2-of.
Definitely a 2-of, yeah.
The 1 Citadel, because I cannot play without this card.
You can't play without the card. Can other people play without that card?
Yeah, they can play without that card.
They can play without that. Okay. Okay, so this is just a personal preference on that card.
Yeah. Well, I also play 2 Overdrive because I don't like losing the stupid Rainbow Magician.
That's fair. Now, have you thought about like siding 1 Overdrive, or does Overdrive ever become a brick? Like, does it ever hinder your?
No, because you always just pop it with the Ancient Gear link, anyways.
I know, but I mean, does it ever? Like, being in the graveyard, does it ever bother the SuperHeavy Samurai engine?
No, you just use the second effective banish and shuffle 3 back in.
And it's any machines, right?
Yeah, any
Earth machine, right?
Earth machine. No, it's just any 3 machines.
Oh, wow. Okay, so see, it's not even a brick.
It's even banish or engrave, so it's just
okay, yeah, so it's not even a brick. That's not a bad card at all.
No, the card's crazy. Then that's the main deck as far as monsters go. Then we just go into
the hand traps,
the hand traps, these are okay, but they'll probably go to Moonlight Show if I ever find them. Triple Droll because we don't know.
I think Droll's still good this format. I think we should hang on to Droll because like this deck right now, it's not dead. There's a bunch of other engines you can play with it to make it just as good.
Mm-hmm. triple ogre, but I'll probably cut one ogre and just play 3 nibs. Like I mentioned earlier, the one Infinitrack is completely cuttable.
Yeah.
He's got a nice effect if you ever want to just summon him off, pin summon to dump a couple more bodies or chain block with.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean that's the main.
All right, let's see what kind of extra deck you got going on here.
The extra deck itself ain't fully put together because there's one kind of important piece missing, and that's the platinum gadget. But I haven't figured out what I'm changing out yet. One Saratobi. I've seen some combos. People use this as the first synchro guy you make, but I don't think that's correct. I actually think this card's pretty sick to end on as the MST
it's a pretty good disruption, actually. Especially like against cash, too, because you can pop the birth, pop the field spell before it resolves. It's not... It forces other decks to play around it a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Or they have to play into it. Great for time, too.
Yeah. The 1XL, Baron Turbo.
Baron Go Burger. That card is the reason that Gamma got hit.
Yeah.
That card
100%.
is 100% the reason Gamma got hit. This card's
actually really good.
This card is what people are playing to replace the Link 1.
Correct. This card on Synchro, you would go like, cost your normal, but you would go like Wakaushi, set up the thing when you get the Soul Piercer. Normal Soul Piercer, make this, and then you'll get the add-off Soul Piercer, and then this will summon Wakaushi, and you're just allowed to keep going.
Okay, so it's still pretty good.
Yeah, this is a very good card. I actually like this card a lot. And then the one Baron, that's our synchros.
That's standard.
Yeah,
It's pretty standard. If
standard.
you're playing Excel, you're playing Baron.
Yeah, that's just standard. Exceeds. Gigant. You just gotta play Gigant, man. Gigant's cool. Just play him.
Retro.
The one Merrymaker and the one Sargus.
I love the Sargus.
Because I like searching Regulus with these and using the Clifford Genius to search the Kaiju.
That's fair. So you have the out to the board and the Omni Negate both in the same turn.
Yeah. Then the one Bagushka in case you get drolled. Because, plan B. The one River Stormer to go with the Infinitrack package, but it's also a pretty neat card in this deck in general because it just searches any Earth Machine card or sends it to grave.
It is. It also allows you, and I got to shout out Victor real quick too because of his little...
You could use it to make a Rise Heart, but I don't like the riskiness of it.
Well, I don't think
it's also a thing you do at the end of your board.
Yeah. I don't think it's that good right now anymore going into the new format. Last format was great against like the mirror because you just use that with the continuous spell card extension or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
and it allows you to literally put a Rise Heart on top of the River Stormer, which is nice. So shout out to Victor on that one.
Yeah. That's what I originally put this together as, but as more and more I played it, I didn't like his...
You didn't like...
I didn't like his pile.
His pile. Victor always plays his pile.
His pile was cool, but just the more and more I played it, was I kept losing because someone would blow up and leave me with an MST engraved somewhere.
Yeah.
The last Exceed is a Zeus because you got.
Do you think you need double Zeus now, moving into the next format?
In this deck, no. I don't have space for double Zeus, so just...
It's also because you're playing the Infinitrack engine too and stuff like that, but like in general, like your opinion on Zeus.
I'm just going to hard make Zeus, so...
So I'm just going to hard make it. Infinitrax lets you hard make it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Then to the links, the one Best Boy.
The Box Searcher.
Yeah, the Box Searcher, but this is just Best Boy. I don't even tell you otherwise.
That card has effects that I forgot, where it can reduce somebody's attack to 0, and it's
pop a spell or trap.
Yeah,
it's very good for extension purposes. Sick card. One Genius is back. I love this card. I wish I'd never take it out sometimes, but whatever.
I think last time I played Genius was in Cyber Dragon a long time ago.
Yeah, and we use it to get the zones.
Exactly.
Earlier I mentioned the Plaque Gadget should be in this. It's torn between the Apo and the Saratobi, and I'm kind of leaning more towards the Apo because I don't really like the
Appaloosa.
I don't like doing that whole line of play where you just dump a bunch of bodies
into one monster that can easily be killed.
Yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan of Apo.
I think Apo, when she first came out, was a lot more high impact versus now.
Yeah,
But she might be good in the mirror, because in the mirror, you know, the mirror you guys play a lot of monster effects, so she'd be really good in the mirror.
Yeah.
She's not good against Casho. One Fender outs her.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last two cards are the double Goliath. You need these for the Infinite Strike package.
Okay.
That's just mandatory. Sorry.
Okay. No. I'm glad you explained it, so that way they know.
Yeah. It's like if you're playing the Infinite Strike package, you have to play at minimum 2 Goliath.
Okay. So then your side deck for this format, is it just a bunch of random shit?
It's just a bunch of monster pile. It's just kind of thrown together, but it works. Pank, double kaijus.
And note on the kaijus, he would play the spider.
I would play the spider, but I can't find it.
You can't find it, so that's why Dog Ran's in there.
I was gonna play. Actually, probably throw the moth in here too, but double, you know,
Double
extra copies of Pank, basically. The
Bistio package.
Bistio package, because you know
it's still pretty good.
Still pretty good.
I mean, you got that Bistio Apple Dragon deck, and then you've got Sword Soul still a thing. You have Branded, so it's still really good.
Yeah. More DD Crows, I guess.
Just generic
Just
stuff.
generic.
Yeah.
These are probably a change to bells, honestly.
Change the bell. I can see why. Bell's a little bit better.
Yeah. Then extra out
to the Rainbow Magician.
Yeah, but also this card's just pretty good general. I like this card. It's also a neat card, just pendulum someone back, you know, because that deck doesn't actually lock you until you start doing Infinite Track things.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Unless you want to see the long one card combo.
Sure, you can show us real quick.
So it all begins with the bike.
The bike. All right.
So the bike
We gotta
discards.
discard the bike.
Discards the bike. Gets the Wakaushi. Scale up the Wakaushi. Summon Wakaushi. Get the monk. Monk gets Soul Piercer. And this is where the combo changes from last format. You normal the Soul Piercer. It sucks having to normal it, but whatever. And you make this
The
guy.
Tilting Express, yep.
And then you trigger the Soul Piercer to search. Sorry, it becomes 1-2.
1-2, yeah.
Actually, you probably want to go 1-2 because you want to block.
You want to
the
chain
search.
block the Soul Piercing.
So you get the Peacemaker, and this ends up in your scales.
How's it?
Or sorry, it ends up back in your extra monster
Oh, yeah,
zone
because when you summon it off the Express.
Yeah. Then you equip this. Tag it out. Get the scales. Scales brings back Soul Piercer. I like to go Soul Pierce. These two make our best boy. So then it goes. Probably want to go 1-2 because who's going to stop you from getting box?
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably more impactful to go Listo 1, this 2, because you do want the double add.
Yeah, so if you get the box to resolve over the Soul Piercer.
Yeah, the Soul Piercer ends up getting this. Then you get the box. The box gets the General Coral because he has 500 defense. You scale up the General Coral. Link these off to make the Genius, and then you make a big Pendulum Shokin. I don't know where Wakaushi went, somewhere.
Where's the Wakashi? Did you accidentally put him in grave, or did you put him back in the deck?
Oh yeah, he's in grave.
Okay, that was not supposed to be in grave.
Yeah. And then use this to change his position. And you get the Gaia booster. Then you go Gaia booster, summon itself, and then you like overlay these guys. Take the Spriggans. Oh, we're supposed to trigger this. Yeah, well.
No,
Yeah, here. Hold on.
Hold on. When you pendulum summoned, you were supposed to get Genius's effect to search the kaiju.
Yeah, to get the kaiju.
Yep, and then you go the Merrymaker and...
Actually, important note before I forget about it again. You want to summon this and attack, so when this hits the field, you can chain block the Genius to swap itself to defense, so then you get the search.
Okay, alright, good note.
And then obviously it swaps to attack against the Guy Booster. And then you overlay these. Get the Sargus, for the Regulus. Then before you continue too much further, you want to get the Regulus.
Equip it with Soul Piercer.
Equip with the Soul Piercer, so you get that Omni Negate.
You could leave Gigantic on the field too. Gigantic's not a bad interruption.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty good card.
He's actually good against Kashatira if they want to start going into XYZs.
Yeah. Then the Excel.
To bring back the bike and then make the Baron.
And bring back the bike to make the Baron. And then you would go Baron, pop this. Add the Stealthy. Then you summon the Stealthy, and most people would go link all this into the Apo, but I generally like Stealthy's effect to steal things because it's pretty handy.
It is pretty
Especially
handy.
if like your opponent impermed you at some point, you could just use this to steal the imperm, and then now you have an imperm.
Yeah, it allows you to get nice resources.
Yeah. But yeah, here's where you're technically supposed to link them all off to make Apo, and that's supposed to be your end board.
I kind of like the inboard the way it is, though.
But like I said, I also like this end board because he's pretty nice against like Seed-centric decks, because they'll activate an effect and just like bounce it, get it out of here.
That, and if they leave it on the board, it's a free 2 negate Zeus, or a a free 2 wipe Zeus.
Exactly.
So.
But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the combo. If I had the Plat Gadget here, we'd actually, we would have added this instead of the Kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
And this would have turned into Gear Gigant. Gear Gigant would have searched the Infinitrack, and then you would go into Plat Gadget, summon the Infinitrack, and start doing the Earth Machine thing to go draw 2 cards.
Gotcha, okay.
It also would send the
Citadel.
Yeah, my homeboy. Yeah.
Citadel.
Yeah, it'd send my homeboy, and then you'd be able to pop. You'd end up like remaking Genius in your combo, so then you can, if your opponent pops any of your Earth Machines on your board, you just get the free Citadel.
And he's a nice Regeki.
He's a very Regeki.
He's a very Regeki. Well, that was nice of you to show us that little combo. So, anything else to say before we go?
We'll shout out to Victor for being like, hey, copy this. And I'm like, okay. But, yeah, no. I guess shout outs to Scrubs, Preston, Kane.
The ones that don't play anymore. Well, Preston still plays.
Preston,
Kane, yeah, Preston still plays. He plays branded. But I don't see Kane very
Kane
often.
has an emotional limit with the video.
All right, Carrie. Well, thanks for showing us this.